Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, and I'm joined once again by Jedi Jason Krieger. If it seems like we're a little subdued this week to start off the show, it's because, well, if you haven't already read, we've just been reported the unfortunate news that former WWE superstar Ashley Massaro passed away at the age of 39. Not many details are known at the time of this broadcast, so we're not really going to divulge into much speculation.
Yeah, we don't know nothing besides that.
Right now, just not the right thing to do. Their condolences go out to Ashley's family and friends and everybody who knew and supported her. It's very sad to hear a situation like that. So, kind of damper on what's supposed to be a joyous show, but definitely send our best wishes out to everyone affected by this. And we're just going to have to go into this. This is going to be the Money in the Bank prediction show. We're going to cover that today.
It's this Sunday, May 19th.
May 19th. Yes. And also big news on the AEW front. Their TV deal is official. We,
TNT.
The wrestling is back on TNT. And then...
No drama.
Yep, they do no drama. And some news out of NXT and how the Viking Raiders have forfeited the NXT Tag Team titles. That's about all there is to say on that front. The Viking Raiders vacated the NXT Tag titles. We'll just skip that later. And a little update on the New Japan Pro Wrestling Best Super Juniors. Really been an exciting tournament so far. But we'll cover all that and more. But if you haven't seen this show before, this is the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. Jedi and I have been watching wrestling together for nearly 15 years. We love wrestling, love watching wrestling, love sharing our love of professional wrestling with other fans, such as you, the viewers. But at the end of the day, our opinions carry no more weight than any of yours because we're just like all of you. We're not insiders. We're not in the business. At the end of the day, we are just two marks. We try to avoid insider terms because... well, we haven't earned the right to use those because we're marks just like each and every one of you. And, if you'd like to pull up the Money in the Bank card, and we will go ahead and just get started.
2 matches announced for the pre-show. Cruiserweight Championship, Tony Nese versus Arya Daivari.
Keep watching, apropos of nothing right now, watch your elbow. I want you to knock Dude Love or The Rock over here.
No, we remember that from last week.
Yes. I'm
gonna go start shakeup.
Yes, I'm gonna go with Tony Nese in this one. It's too soon for him to lose the title. He just won it at WrestleMania. It seems like a good first title defense.
Us paying so much attention to 205 Live and the stories that go on.
The most I've paid attention to 205 Live was at WrestleMania when I was there. So,
but yeah, Tony Nese. SmackDown Tag Team Championship, Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus the Usos.
That's on the pre-show.
Doesn't
that
sound wrong?
I'm going with. I'm gonna go with Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Be really stupid of them to
put the SmackDown Tag Team Championships on a Raw act that's only come over for the wild card thing. Yes, I agree.
Card. Yeah.
Not to mention, we need hemp belts again.
Yes, we do.
Blue
hemp belts with natural, non-toxic, natural paints or something.
Yeah.
They'll do something like that. I'm gonna go with team environment there, just because it'd be stupid if they didn't. But
the planet's champions.
WWE doesn't always, let do the smart things. While I would, if I was a gambling man, I'd bet on Bryan and Rowan. But on the flip side of things, I
mean,
you never know how crazy WWE will be sometimes.
True. I mean, aren't the Usos busy picking on the Revival right now?
Yeah, just making sure that the Revival ain't worth fuck whenever they go to AEW. We touched on that last week.
Oh, now we get to the actual main card. The United States Championship, Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio.
I think I'm gonna go Joe in this one. Just because I think they're just going to have him hold that belt for a while. I think it'll be a little bit more competitive than the way it was at WrestleMania, obviously. But I'm just still not fully convinced that Joe's losing that belt right now.
No, I think Joe's going to retain it via Dominic.
I didn't think about that.
I'm not saying Dominic will join Joe, but Joe in the mind games with family. Ray's going to be dumb enough to bring Dominic out there.
If you're in the WWE right now, I just want to point, don't bring your family near Samoa Joe.
I know, right?
Just don't do it. Samoa Joe's around. Hide your family.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife. You are so dumb. I see you, Eric. Welcome to the show, man. Good to have you.
All right.
So yeah, but yeah, I'm definitely going. I'm going Joe one more time. I'm going to fix Dude Love. He's still hunched over from last week. He needs to be more excited. He's Dude Love. He's the dude. Have mercy.
The Hell in a Cell match took its toll, dude.
Welcome. He hadn't had the Hell in a Cell match yet as Dude Love.
This is true, but anyway, time travel. All right, so. The Miz versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match.
Going Miz in this one. Miz has got to get his.
Kind of has to.
Yeah, he's got to get his. If he wasn't going to get his, if they're going to insist on, which he has not been bad. It's a lot better than the 2012, 2013 heroic run for the Miz. If they're going to continue to use him in that role, I believe that he's got to get his.
Yeah.
Shane's got to get his comeuppance, and the Miz has got to get his, he's got to get his moment. Right. He wasn't going to get it at WrestleMania, he's going to get it now. And also, going back to the Samoa Joe thing, since the Miz is on Raw, I think that going into the summer, you'll be seeing Miz and Joe for the U.S. title.
That'll be interesting.
Yes.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to agree that Miz is going to win this time, because... Although I imagine there's going to be shenanigans upon shenanigans.
Maybe an appearance from Mrs. Dad, McIntyre, Lashley. Mrs. Dad's going to get involved. Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of stuff going on with this one.
Here's one that I just really hope is just going to be short. Roman Reigns versus Elias. Roman Reigns is going to win this match. I hope that he just squashes him and that's
Can I just say I don't care? This is going to be when I get up from my chair to go get... beer.
Well, here's what I want to know.
I could not give less of a shit about this. Roman Reigns, there's a prediction just for the sake of this, but I could not give less of a fuck, a shit, a piss, anything. Think of something that I cannot give, and I can't give it. I do not give a fuck.
No love for this match.
There's not even hey, I don't like Roman Reigns, but hey, something else might go on to where I might be able to. No! This is just kind of, this is space filler for Roman Reigns to do something.
I just want to know, since it's Elias is basically Shane's proxy in this match, is Shane McMahon going to be out there for that before the cage match and try to, how much Shane can we have on one show? How much Shane can we have on one show?
You know what? Keep putting Roman Reigns in this kind of shit. Put him into a feud with Shane, so that way he is far the fuck away from the world fucking title.
I think that's the idea.
Keep him the fuck away from Kofi. Keep him the fuck away from Seth as a wild card. Just get him the fuck away.
I think that's what they're doing. They can't think of anything else to keep him away, so they've got him sidetracked with the best in the world.
No, I'm not gonna. I don't have enough faith in the WWE for them to have realized, this project is a failure.
Oh no, they haven't given up on Roman Reigns.
No, they haven't.
No.
They should, at least in this incarnation. Maybe not all I'm not saying all together, but in this incarnation, beating the dead horse some more, he's a failure. Sorry if, to speak poorly of somebody who is like, a true warrior in real life. This character is a failure.
Yeah, they failed to use the character correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had so many opportunities. There were times when if they just done it differently, it would have been fine. But,
This is honestly like trying to... like if this were 1998
mm-hmm.
and you had like corporate, because I know like The Rock was the corporate champion, but this feel like you had somebody like more corporate than The Rock, like say you had Hulk Hogan come back in the Attitude Era and have him be like, he's not what, right, the authority, like, the corporation trying to put him to like, oh no, not Hulk Hogan, he's not what we're about here, like,
right.
No, that's exactly.
No kidding. Yeah. Well, I did the same crap with Cena at one point. It's like, oh yeah, sure, you're against him.
Cena made more sense than Roman.
It's true. Because
Cena, there's at least kind of like, oh hey, he's, he swears, he makes lewd jokes,
right.
Like, it makes a lot to... Cena, despite him really, truly being, like, the most corporate of corporate for WWE, his character, like, in 2005...
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was fading out of what made him cutting edge, but still, like, it was a little bit like, okay, I could see why a general manager would not like John Cena at this point.
Right. So, let's get to the meat and potatoes. The Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Natalya, and Dana Brooke for Raw. Bayley, Mandy Rose, Ember Moon, and Carmella from SmackDown.
Oh, I gotta take a look at those, actually.
Right?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna go with Mandy Rose in this one. No, my heart says go Mandy Rose. My head is saying. Actually, it's got where I think I remember reading. I think they said that Nikki Cross would be taking Alexa Bliss's spot.
Oh, really?
Let me double check. I think I remember reading that. Yep. She is going to be taking Alexa Bliss's spot, and I'm going to go with her. I'm going to go Nikki Cross.
Yeah, actually.
Because she's crazy. Because she's nutty enough that I think, like, well, we'll get to that a little later.
Yeah, considering Monday where they did the whole thing with her and Alexa being buddies and stuff, that seems like something... Well, dang. Yeah, that's probably going to be it then. I was totally thinking Mandy Rose before you mentioned that. Now I'm thinking it's probably going to be Nikki Cross. With
I'm going Nikki in this one.
Alexa in her ear.
I'm going Nikki.
While she's holding
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with that. It just makes too much sense. Mandy Rose would be my dark horse pick, I guess, for SmackDown, just because they seem like they're trying to do something with her, too, over there. So, and also I think... Dana Brooke might do something ridiculously reckless in the match because it seems like...
Or Ember Moon.
Like
or Ember Moon for that matter.
Ember Moon too, yeah, but seems like Dana's like going to go out of her way to do something ridiculous.
Hey.
It seems like she's like becoming that plucky, underdog on Raw that's coming
right.
Out. So she's
going to be... it's better than what, she has been,
Yeah, the kind of non-existent wall dressing that she has been. Yeah. All right.
Like one rung above Tamina.
Yeah, literally. I watched a match popped up on YouTube from Superstars where she fought Tamina and managed to get a win. It was weird too because that what's his name that tore apart Bianca Belair? I can't think of his name. That one.
That's Sam Roberts.
Yeah, Sam Roberts. He was on commentary and he was just tearing Dana Brooke apart.
Is he like a fucking...
I don't know. It was like
what is this
cringy.
dude's problem?
It was cringy. He's like,
look, I mean, like,
he's basically like, she sucks. She hasn't got to win. Acrobatics don't help you when you're fighting.
Like, I mean, I've said some terrible things on this show, but I mean, you know, about people like Sasha Banks and Roman Reigns and, you know, Baron Corbin, but I mean, this guy, even whenever I said, I'm not on the, you know, I don't really get Bianca Belair, like,
right?
There's me, here's this motherfucker. I mean, come on.
I swear they're just like, be brutally honest, you know? That way everybody will boo you. Because it's like, wow, damn.
He's like if Michael Cole and Daniel Bryan were real.
Right.
Back in the day.
So, anyway, sidetracked, but men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Raw has Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, and Finn Balor. No, wait.
Finn
Balor's on SmackDown. Oh, they just don't got this in order. Never mind. All right, so Raw has Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, and Sami Zayn, who replaced Braun Strowman this week. And on SmackDown, we got Finn Balor, Ali, Andrade, and Randy Orton. It seems so wrong to say Ali and not Mustafa Ali.
I know.
I'm having trouble with that.
I am going to go Drew McIntyre in this one. I think it's going to be Drew McIntyre. I feel like he may cash in on Rollins. I feel like it's either going to be Drew McIntyre or Randy Orton. I'm leaning more towards Drew McIntyre.
I'm going to go with a completely different strategy and say Sami Zayn.
Ooh, that'd be cool too.
And I will expand upon that as we move on.
Right.
All right, so next we got SmackDown Women's Championship. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. Again.
I think Becky's going to... I think she's going to lose the belt, but I don't think she's going to lose to Charlotte. I think, for all intents and purposes, I'm saying Nikki Cross. But I think a villainous Money in the Bank winner will cost her the SmackDown belt and take the SmackDown belt.
Fair enough. I'm going to go with Becky just retaining the SmackDown Women's Championship at this pay-per-view.
Okay.
Raw Women's Championship. Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans.
I'm going Becky because I think she's going to be the face of the Raw Women's division.
Fair enough.
But and I'm saying against myself now because with SmackDown going to Fox, you might want Becky on SmackDown, but with her boyfriend being on Raw, you know, and how they put Charlotte back, you know, or put Andrade back on SmackDown so he could be with Charlotte. I think I'm still gonna go with wild card. I'm still gonna go with Becky in this one. You know. I'm going to go Becky retains this one, and then Money in the Bank's going to cost for the SmackDown one.
Gotcha. Believe it or not, I'm just going with Becky retaining both belts at this
pay-per-view.
It's a bold prediction.
Well,
it's a bold one.
But I don't know if Becky's going to lose. I think they may do a Seth Rollins where, like, I'm cashing in, I pinned Charlotte, hooray.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
You know.
No, I'm predicting she's actually going to walk into Raw the next night with both belts still.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit ballsy of a prediction there.
Yes, it is.
I'm going with.
Well, I mean, I would not have a problem with that.
Odds are very stacked.
Carry Becky 2 belts for at least one pay-per-view and continue, and then you could tell the story of like, oh, it's becoming harder and harder to maintain 2 belts with everybody gunning for you.
Yeah. Kind of like Okada, like slowly got worn down after wrestling hard matches.
Right.
And was like more and more exhausted. Yeah. But I mean, obviously, it's going to
be expedited a little bit.
Yeah, it's not going to be a long-term thing, but
because I only had to wrestle one match.
I'm going with it because it just seems so unlikely. Because the odds are so. So anyway,
or they'll just have her lose both belts.
Right.
That's something else I wouldn't put past the fucking WWE at this point.
Kidding. WWE Championship match: Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens.
I'm going to go Kofi in this one. I think he's just going to... Yeah, I think it's just... Get through this one. You know, I hate... Kevin Owens is kind of like I mean, he deserves much better. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like Kevin Owens just kind of like, hey, here's your first program.
Right.
I don't see Kofi like having a AJ run with it, but I could see him at least holding to SummerSlam, Survivor Series, something. This just kind of,
I think you're probably right, but like I'm spitballing things here today. I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens because Sami Zayn inserts himself for a triple threat, and that way manages to help Owens win the belt. I don't know where they're going from there yet, but that's what I'm going with. He's gonna use his Money in the Bank to help his buddy.
Okay.
It could be interesting if they went somewhere with it, but I won't be upset if Kofi retains. And then we got the hopefully good match, because sometimes with these freaking matches where we're like, yes, they don't deliver. It's
right.
Confusing. So Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles.
I know AJ's like, with the exception of that first Bryan match, like AJ's best matches have been against people where you're like his best match has been against like Cena, and Roman, and
right, mostly people you wouldn't have predicted.
Yeah,
not the indie darlings.
But Shinsuke,
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens and him just having no chemistry.
Yeah. Which was surprising.
Him and Shane was great. AJ and Shane was great. But the TLC Bryan match was really good, but the Royal Rumble was just kind of eh.
Yeah.
His match with Orton, was also really good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I would like to think that you got two guys kind of more on the top of their game.
Right.
And
I mean, Balor versus Styles.
But Balor, lived up to it, and Lesnar, but. Feel like maybe the Bryan one suffered just because they're like, okay, we gotta do different than what we did last month. Tangents aside, I'm going Seth in this one just because against too soon. He just slayed Brock Lesnar.
I kind of wonder if they're gonna. I think Seth's gonna win too. I wonder afterwards if AJ is going to hesitantly shake his hand and then turn villain like the next night, because I kind of feel like AJ's hinting at turning evil on us here.
I think, I kind of feel like too. I feel like another direction they could go in would be similar to like Brett and Shawn, to where they're both heroes, but they don't fucking like one another.
They're just nasty to each other.
Yeah,
gotcha.
They're both heroes, but they're not gonna kiss each other's asses. Yeah. They're gonna be like, I don't fucking like you.
And that's fair enough.
Pick your side.
Right. Well, I'm going with the leader of the Firefly Funhouse, that's for sure.
Yeah, that ended sooner than I thought it would.
Yeah.
This week. We gotta talk Firefly Funhouse, kids. I thought it was shocking. I mean, it worked. I just kind of felt like it's like they kind of.
Yeah.
They were, they were a little premature. They were building, and they thought it was going to go a long time, but then just, it just all came out.
I guess.
Sorry if any kids are watching this for that analogy.
But that was the whole card right there. Seth Rollins, we're both agreeing.
What's funny is there's a lot of matches, but then just going through it.
Reading it quick, but then I did the math on it. I think there was 9 plus the pre-show, and so it was 3-hour pay-per-view, 9 matches. If you broke that up evenly, it'd be 20 minutes per match, but that's not counting entrances. And the fact that hopefully the Elias one will go 2 minutes and. Yeah, except for that. So it's one of those, 7 is a nice number for a 3-hour show.
Right.
Still managed to mess that up half the time, but we got anybody.
Well, but now it's time to talk AEW. Double or Nothing is next week, and we might have kind of a combination prediction show. We'll figure something out next week. But definitely Double or Nothing will be discussed next week. But now it is official. The rumor and innuendo is true. AEW will have a weekly TV show on TNT coming this fall, and
Yep.
this is a big deal. It's a big platform for a new
is.
company. You know, it seems like they're going to put it in prime time. If they're smart, it's not going to be another war. But the Tuesday night dynamite, the rumor, and I'm going to sneeze.
Rumor is Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yes.
Dave is saying anyway.
I've read that they've trademarked Tuesday Night Dynamite.
Right.
So, you know.
But they said they're not sure yet because of the whole basketball stuff and all that. They'd be preempted a lot, and so.
True.
Yeah, they're debating. What I hear from Big Dave is they're debating Tuesday or Wednesday, and they haven't yet made a decision on that. They're researching.
No, it's still a really big deal, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, like the press conference, you know, they mentioned that wins and losses are going to matter.
Yeah.
Stats are going to matter.
Yeah.
You know, how many times have people kicked out of this move? How many
Right.
V triggers has Kenny hit? How many times has Cody beat somebody after one crossroads? Which is kind of I like it for me. Because that's something that I would be interested in.
Right.
My concern is John Q,
Mm-hmm.
pub casual fan.
Right.
Are they going to watch that and go, if I want to watch stats, I'll watch real sports. If I want to hear about somebody's statistician, I'll go watch real baseball where it's real. If I want to watch fake wrestling, I want to see somebody, kicking some ass and some woman with their boobs hanging out, and then see some big guy kick some little guy's ass.
Mm.
That's what I'm afraid of with
I
this
don't know where
direction.
they would have found such a product in the last 10 years.
WWE?
Boobs hanging out in the PG era? I mean, I guess. Depends on your interpretation.
I mean, some of the casual fans don't appreciate women's wrestling for the good wrestling it is. Let's just put it to you that way. But yeah, that's just kind of my concern.
You don't really want
I want the
John Q Casual.
I don't want John Q Casual to dictate this fucking product.
Yeah.
But I also understand that you can't just get
The hardcores.
while 10,000 people are into an arena, passionate, 10,000 hardcore fans that want a revolution is great. Can the hardcore fans can maintain this revolution to have a profitable wrestling show with good ratings that can make TNT go, yes, we have something.
Right.
While all in and the sellout of Double or Nothing, while it proved that hardcore wrestling fans can come together and do something that's a big deal like that, you gotta think that TNT's thinking, hey, eventually we want, this is gonna be competitive with what WWE is. And while I don't like the current WWE product for the most part, other than talent, you gotta know that the reason why WWE has endured is because they don't go after us. They go after John Q Casual, who are just like, I want to see Austin drink a beer. I want to see John Cena do this. I want to see...
Well, of course. They know we're dumb enough to stick around.
Yeah.
I heard something a while back. Someone said wrestling fans are the most masochistic people on the
planet. Oh yeah,
I was like,
that's just my big concern about this. Like, I love the idea that it's different, it's new. It did, because the one thing TNA was never able to do was look different than WWE.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah.
So it's kind of this. The wrestling business is this weird catch-22 where, on one hand, you want to be different than the established name. If you open up a restaurant, you want to be different than McDonald's because. Why would I want the same as McDonald's? Why just go get what I trust? It's McDonald's. So you want to be different, like, oh, you charbroil your burgers. Oh, whatever. At the same...
meat. I mean, what?
At the same time, if there's fast food and it's like, hey, but, we're mostly vegan... Johnny Casual's going to be like, oh, I'm not a vegan. Go fuck yourself. I'm just worried that the whole stat thing is maybe a little too...
Right.
A little too... For nerds like us.
Well, I guess it depends on how much they harp on it. Like, if they're showing it every now and again, but then, like, you move on with it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a giant sports fan, so I've never really...
Right. It would depend on execution. If they, like, you know, kept bringing up, like, the stats bar, I could see, like, somebody going, like, yeah, I can go watch baseball and get some stats, and it's real. Right. I could see... I wouldn't say that, even though I do enjoy Cardinal baseball, but, you know, I could see just a casual fan thinking that. But on the flip side of things, I could also, if they just, like, did, like, you know... hey, you know, like wins and losses, okay, like that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think you gotta be looking for a reason to bitch about it if you don't like the wins and losses matter. But like if you can, you know, wins and losses, and oh by the way, Kenny has won all, because this is true. Like, you know, has won all his matches with the One Winged Angel. No one's kicked out of it. Like Ibushi kicked out of it in DT once, but for the most part, recent years, if Kenny hits the One Winged Angel, no one's kicked out. They had to get in the ropes or he wins.
Right.
You know,
it's kind of like the RKO. I mean,
yeah.
You know, most of the time, you know.
Cody has, you know, Cody was able to put, you know, Dustin, Sonny Kiss, and Christopher Daniels away with the Crossroads, but then when he tries to beat Hangman with it, and Hangman kicks out, like, you know, well, he only took one Crossroads to beat these three guys, but it took two to beat him. Like, we'll just have to see the execution.
Right.
It's an interesting concept. I like it. I'm all about it. But for a company that is gonna have to cater to more than just people like us, is that gonna work? We'll see.
I think it will if they still have the larger than life characters and, you know. Some stuff to go with it. I mean, because that's part of the meat and potatoes of pro wrestling,
right?
So,
but you know, I'm gonna have to definitely get a Sling account so that way I can watch that live. It'll be worth it. And they've announced the how to buy Double or Nothing. It will be on a streaming service. Yeah, a little steeper price tag than normal, but you know, I feel like with that, like we as fans have been spoiled a little bit because you know it's been like either small companies that you know have to charge less, or we have the network.
Right.
So $50, while that's a lot of money to pay for a wrestling pay-per-view, it's kind of from what I understand the going rate for pay-per-view nowadays is $50, you know, or so maybe a few bucks more for like UFC and whatnot and.
Gotcha.
You know, with this being, you know,
right.
With Turner, you know, or Time Warner, you know, have a say in this, they're probably going to want to have their price points pretty close to where the marketplace is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it for AEW. Very excited. It's a really big deal, and you know. Yeah, let's go do a quick rundown of the best of the Super Juniors tournament so far. First of all, on night one, Shingo and Sho had an amazing match. This was Sho over Pongi 3K's coming out party as a singles competitor. Definitely more than, you know, despite being one half of the IWGP Junior Tag Champions, he's definitely got a singles career ahead of him after this one. So one day he will be IWGP Junior Champion, and dare I say he will move to the heavyweight division. That match with Shingo is great. Shingo is the yet to be pinned in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Pinned or submitted, so he's kind of the overarching favorite. Other big talking points. I'm not going to go through the whole standings at this point, but other big talking points are the Ren Narita, one of the New Japan Young Lions, who's replacing Flip Gordon, had visa issues, and El Desperado, I couldn't think of his name, had an injury and had to pull out, so they replaced him with this young lion. And just last night, he had a tremendous match with Robbie Eagles. This young lion, you know, because when you're a young lion in New Japan, you can only do the basics. You're not allowed to do anything other than basic moves, and you're not allowed to do a new basic move until you've perfected it. So the match they were able to have was just Narita doing basic moves, his finisher being a Boston Crab. It was amazing. Definitely, this guy's got a lot of future. He's good. Interesting to see if he goes what he does with Excursion. As of also another big interesting point is two guys that are not really on top of the juniors division are currently at 4 points right now with Tiger Mask and Ryusuke Taguchi. They're both 2-0 thus far in the tournament. They both haven't really been in contention for the... I know Taguchi had a shot earlier in the year, but they haven't really been serious contenders in quite some time. So those two might be some dark horse picks to win as of right now. We have Shingo, Taiji Ishimori, and Tiger Mask have 4 points in A block, and El Phantasmo, Robbie Eagles, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Will Ospreay have 4 points in the B block. Marty Scurll and Taiji Ishimori had a really good match. It's been a great tournament thus far. It's definitely proven the importance of the juniors division in New Japan Pro Wrestling right now. And if you're not following if you have New Japan World and you're not following this, I don't want any of what you're smoking because you're missing some great wrestling. Go back and check it out. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that's the Super Juniors thus far. That's what's really stood out to me. And also, you know, most point out Robbie Eagles. You know, I started really impressed me when I saw him at the WrestleCon Super Show earlier. He had a really good match, and he's really been tearing it up in this tournament too. So he might be establishing himself as more of a force to be reckoned with here in New Japan. Just great tournament. Great tournament so far.
Cool.
And I believe that's it. I believe this might be a short one this week.
It is.
It is a short one. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You know?
Quicker to go to bed.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, anything you want to add? All right, well, that is it.
Really.
That is it for us this week. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Go like the Facebook page for more content, facebook.com/athleticgeek89. Not just pro wrestling here. We got content for comic books, gaming, and all things geek culture. Go follow me on Twitter at athletic_geek89 and go follow me on Instagram at athleticgeek89. Jedi, no social media. Got kids, got a wife. He ain't got time for that shit. But I guess just message me, and if you have a message got fan mail Jedi, just send to me. I'll make sure he gets it.
That's right.
And yeah.
I'll know.
If you didn't watch this live, let us know your predictions for the Money in the Bank card in the comment section below.
Things. Money in the Bank. Weird things happen in Money in the Bank sometimes.
Weird things happen in Money in the Bank. Including them using for several years what they used for Donald Trump's fucking theme as the theme for it. I don't think they should do that anymore. But
someone should bring up that Bobby Lashley once represented Trump in a match.
Bobby that shaved Vince McMahon's head. Yeah, whatever.
That happened.
That was, I think critics can agree, that was a thing. But
that was the thing that happened.
Yes. For JJ Secure, I'm the Athletic Geek. We're just two marks. We're out. Have a good one.